Hello and welcome to Asia Calling, your window on Asia. In today's program, Indian rape victims demanding justice. And we visit a school in Nepal for HIV/AIDS positive children. Also, exhibitions openly showing political art in Myanmar. Welcome to the program. I'm Rebecca Himshki.
23-year-old Mintu Chaudhary runs a driving school in Jaipur. She is the only female driving instructor in the city.
मिंटू अच्छी लड़की है, मुझे टू व्हीलर सिखाती है। मैंने न्यूज़पेपर में इसका ऐड देखा था। मतलब मैंने यहाँ पे ट्राई किया तो टू व्हीलर कोई सिखाता ही नहीं था, ना जेंट्स ना लेडीज़। तो ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है और मैं तो मानती हूँ कि इसका बहुत अच्छा कदम है कि लड़कियों को, लेडीज़ को ये सेल्फ डिपेंड बनाने की तरफ भी एक बहुत अच्छा कदम है।
She always dresses like a man.
ये क्या कि लेट सेट आने में क्या कि अटैक नहीं होता है। लड़कियों के साथ में गलत काम होने का मतलब ये होता है जो लड़की समझ के किसी को मतलब पीछा करने का और अपने आप को बचने के लिए सेपरेटी है होती है अपने लिए।
A few months ago, she was a victim herself. She was sexually assaulted by one of her client's brothers.
वो मुझे एक तरीके से अपना माना था, उसने मैंने एक तरीके से अपना माना था और उसके बाद में उसने मेरे साथ गलत किया है सब कुछ। मैं उसके लिए आई एम सॉरी, मेरी सरकार भी कोई साथ नहीं दे रही है, पुलिस साथ नहीं दे रही। मैं एक अकेले होने के कारण से मेरा सब फायदे उठाए लोग। मैं मजदूरी करके पेट भर रही हूँ, मैं सिखा रही हूँ लोगों को। मेरा कोई भी साथ नहीं दिया अभी तक, लेकिन मैं अभी ये चाहती हूँ मुझे न्याय मिल रहा था, ठीक है नहीं, जो आत्महत्या करने के लिए मैं तैयार हूँ अगर मुझे कोई साथ नहीं देगा तो।
Dozens of kilometers away from the capital, in Bhateri village, Bhavri Devi lives with her husband. Bhavri was gang raped more than 20 years ago. At the time, she was protesting against child marriage. Because she is a member of the lower castes, the court accused her of fabricating the incident. It's 15 years on, and the appeal is still pending in Rajasthan's High Court.
दिल्ली में कांड है जो उन लड़की के साथ में कोई अकेली आम औरत के साथ में थोड़ी लड़ रही जो मारता ही थोड़ी लड़ी जो पूरी पब्लिक का ताई लड़ी जो पूरा अत्याचार क्यों फैल रही है। बंद रहना चाहिए तो भाई मनमाव जी गलर छोरिया से जे दर्डा चोर भाग रहा है रुंडा मार रहा है कूट रहा है तो ये पीछा आने की लालच है सरकार पीछा आए यार छोड़ दे दो चीन क्यों छोड़ दे न छोड़ना चाहिए। ये नेता लोग ऐसे गलत काम करते न छोड़ेगा ना तेरे ये बच्चा खानो कौन मटाऊ।
She is still being threatened with harassment and physical assault.
क्यों करूँगी बंद है काई मैं दोषी चुकी जी मैं बंद करूँगी। बुढ़ी हैगी तो मरूंगी तो भी डाढ़ी हालेगी तो भी बंद कौन तो भी चुप कौन पूरा परिवार भी ओण सोण बजाओ ना तो भी मैं डटू कौन लड़ाई लड़ती। जंदाड़े सरकार जो बंद कर देगा और जंदाड़े दोषी न फांसी का ऑर्डर पर चढ़ा देगा जंदाड़े चुप जाऊंगी कि आज अपन न्याय मिलेगा।
Mohanlal is her strongest supporter, but he doesn't think hanging is the best punishment for rapists.
न्याय चाहवा न सजा मिले भाई फांसी से तो कहीं से चाहते फांसी लाई खत्म वो देखता भी रहेगा अगर आप यह काम करियो जिससे क्या सजा मिली अपन।
Bhavri joined the 1 billion rising campaign in February, calling for a safer environment for women. She also supports other rape victims to come forward and file cases against rapists. The Indian Constitution guarantees equality to all women, but across the country, 2 women are raped every hour. History student Jasleen Singh says that women have long been subjected to violence.
We can trace it back to our history as well. During Mahabharata, Draupadi had to face it. During Ramayana, Sita had to face it. And if you talk about the post-independence, though women were given a lot of chance to express themselves, they were given the right to vote, right to educate themselves, but still when it comes to the individual lifestyle, it wasn't there. We didn't have the freedom to live ourselves. How that girl had to pay for her own life.
India passed tougher laws against rape earlier last month. The law raises the minimum punishment for anyone convicted of gang rape or raping a minor to 20 years. It even allows for the death penalty in extreme cases. But there is still a long way to go before justice is done for Indian women. Jaswinder Siddle for Asia Calling TV.
In Nepal, children who are HIV positive are often denied an education. due to stigma and misinformation. Schools are often too frightened to enrol them. To fill the gap, a private school has been set up just for HIV-positive children. Sunil Nirpani has the story from Kathmandu. This is a daily ritual for the children at the successful HIV home and school. Breakfast and then antiretroviral drugs. Umila doesn't feel like playing today. Last night she saw her mother in a dream, so she wants to write her a letter. Her mother lives 600 kilometres away. She meets her just once a year.
मेरो बुवा दिल्ली जानुभयो दिल्लीबाट एचआईभी सारे मम्मीले सार्नुभयो म चाहिँ पेट भित्रै थिए मम्मीबाट मलाई सारे त्यसपछि एचआईभी मलाई भएको.
She kept the virus a secret. When she was in grade 1 at the local government school, she was told to leave.
म सानो थिएँ पछि मलाई स्कुल पढ्ने बेला चाहिँ मलाई स्कुलमा सबले सोध्थे तैँले तिमीले के औषधि खान्छौ भन्थे मैले भन्थे एआरबी चाहिँ भन्न नहुने नि त्यो भनेपछि स्कुलबाट त्यो त्यो पठाइदिनुहुन्छ त्यही भएर मैले भने सिटामलको औषधि खान्छु अनि जहिले पनि त्यस्तो झुट बोली खान्थे. ताल त एचआईभी लाग्छ त किन यहाँ पढ्छ अब फेरि हाम्रो बच्चाले पनि यहाँ पढ्ने बच्चाले नि एचआईभी सर्छ भन्नुहुन्थ्यो. म स्कुल गएको थिएँ म दाइ थियौँ त्यही बेला भन्नुभएको त्यो सर प्रिन्सिपल सरले.
Since that day, the school door was closed to Umila. When Raj Kumar Pun and Uma Gurung read about her story in a local newspaper, they went and persuaded her to come and live at their shelter and school. 10 children from the ages 3 to 10 live in the centre. Tata Ram Rai left another job to be a volunteer teacher in the school.
All students live application के भन्छ के एउटा चिठी लेख्नु भनेको छ हैन उनीलाई कसलाई टिचरलाई हो. म पनि यहाँनिर इन्भल्भ हुन पुगेँ म पनि अर्कै हुमा गर्थेँ अनि त्यसपछि पछि उहाँ त्यो अर्को अफिसलाई चाहिँ छोडेर म पनि यतितिर लागेँ. हजुर अब यो भनेको चाहिँ जुन एउटा समाज सेवा अब एउटा जुन एचआईभी पीडित हाम्रो जुन समाजले हेर्ने हेला गर्ने जुन अहिले हाम्रो समाजले अति नै हेला गर्ने भएको नाताले गर्दा यसमा चाहिँ लाग्नु चाहिँ राम्रो पनि हुन्छ भन्ने हिसाबले म पनि यसमा लागेँ. अब जे बच्चाहरूलाई पढाउनु पाएको छ जुन सेवा गर्नु पाएको छ त्यसमै सन्तुष्ट छ.
The school is the first of its kind in Nepal. 28-year-old Raj Kumar Pun is the founder and president of the school.
उनीहरूलाई औषधि उपचार गरिसकेपछि कीर्तिपुरमा रहेका निजी तथा सरकारी विद्यालयहरूमा पठन पाठनको लागि हामी निकै आग्रह गर्यौं तर पनि उहाँहरूले हाम्रो कुरालाई सुन्नु भएन र बुझेर पनि बुझ पचाउनु भयो र कतिपय स्कुलहरूमा त यसरी एचआईभी संक्रमित बालबालिकाहरूको आगमनले भरानाले गर्दा उहाँहरूको आफ्नो व्यवसाय घट्नेसम्म पनि उहाँहरूले ठोकुवा गर्नुभयो. यस्ता बालबालिकाहरूलाई भर्ना गर्यो भने त अरू गार्जियनले थाहा पाउनुहुन्छ र अरू बालबालिकालाई निकालिसकेपछि हाम्रो स्कुल जस डुब्छ स्कुल शून्य हुन्छ भन्ने किसिमको भनाइहरू गर्नुहुन्थ्यो.
To fund the school, he sold his house for $35,000. Now they pay rent to the new owner, around $200 a month, and he's worried about the future.
अब अहिले हामीले जुन बसिरहेको घर पनि बिक्री गरिसकेपछि अहिले भाडा तिर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ र भाडा तिरिसकेपछि पनि अब जस्तै अब यो घर किन्ने मालिकलाई त अब चाहिन्छ र अर्को घर हामी खोज्दा पनि निकै जटिल छ. एचआईभी भन्नेबित्तिकै घर भाडा पाउँदैनौं र अब यो 10 जना त एउटा उदाहरण मात्र हुन्. यस्ता जस्तै घटनाहरू धेरै छन्. एचआईभी संक्रमित भएकै कारणले गर्दा स्कुलबाट निकालेका छन् र एचआईभी को औषधि खान नपाएर मरिरहेका छन्. त्यस्ता बच्चा ल्याउन जुन हाम्रो चाहना छ र यदि कहीँ कतै त्यस्तो किसिमको जग्गा मिल्यो भने हामीले चाहिँ शिक्षाको लागि भौतिक पूर्वाधार तयार गरेर अरू बच्चालाई पनि हामीले चाहिँ शिक्षा दिने एउटा ठूलो सोच छ.
10-year-old Majan Chan has already had a very hard life.
म सानो छँदाखेरि मेरो आमा बुवा बित्नु भयो त्यसपछि मलाई केही पनि थाहा थिएन अनि मलाई त्यति पनि तिम्रो आमा बुवा भेटिहाल्नु मलाई त्यति पनि गाउँलेहरूले भन्थे अनि मलाई त्यति थाहा थिएन अनि त्यसपछि मलाई फुपूले दार्चुला लिएर आउनुभयो मेरो शरीरमा एचआईभी रहेछ थाहा पाएपछि अनि त्यसपछि आफन्त र साथीहरूले पनि मलाई एकदमै घृणा गर्न थाल्नुभयो उसँग एचआईभी उसलाई त एचआईभी छ उसँग नखेल अनि उसँग नजाऊ भनेर भन्थे गाउँलेहरूले पनि उहाँहरूले त्यस्तो गरेको देखेर पनि तर मेरो मन त एकदमै रुन्थ्यो
Her elder sister lives near the school, but she never comes to visit.
दिदीहरू यही हुनुहुन्छ तर भए पनि के गर्नु दशैंमा लिन आउनुहुन्न अनि दशैंमा पनि लिन आउनु भएन अनि यही सर म्यामको घरमा बसेको म दिदीहरूले पनि खै अस्ति न त हामीलाई फोन गर्ने बेला पनि म लिन आउँछु भन्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो दशैंमा अनि एचआईभी छ भनेर उता पनि घृणा गर्ने त्यस्तो भएपछि अनि मलाई लिन नआएको मलाई अब दिदीहरू लिन नआए पनि मलाई के छ मेरो सर म्याम हुनुहुन्छ अनि सर म्यामले खाना दिनुभएको छ बस्न दिनुभएको छ दिदीहरू नआए पनि केही छैन मलाई अहिले दिदीहरू आउनुहुन्छ भने अब अरूकै हैसियत दिदीहरू आउनुहुन्छ मलाई यस्तो गर्नुहुन्छ भने तर मलाई केही लाग्दैन मेरो त आमा बुवा भन्ने पनि सर म्याम हुनुहुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई म ठुलो भएपछि सर म्याम जस्तै हामी जस्तो बच्चाहरूलाई सहयोग गर्ने
After class, Urmila leads the children in a dance. She loves to dance and wants to be a renowned performer in the future. For Asia Calling, this is Sunil Neopani in Nepal. HIV/AIDS carriers in China are often denied treatment in hospital. A high-profile case saw a 25-year-old man denied treatment for lung cancer because he was HIV positive. Despite recent government efforts to end the discrimination, as Rebecca Valley reports from Beijing, change is taking place slowly.
Tianxi is from Henan province. He fell on a desk corner in school when he was 9. His mother took him to the hospital where doctors gave him a blood transfusion. 8 years later, he discovered that the blood was tainted.
当时我在检查出感染艾滋病的时候，我当时在家里待着。当时我母亲在做研究，她在洗衣服的时候，一个蚊子在她身上咬，我当时去伸手去打，但我母亲当时说了一句：“你不要打他，喝饱了就自己就跑了。”当时让我感觉到我心里挺心酸的。当我的家人那么恐惧的话，我觉得真的我不知道我以后该怎么活。
Tian tried to get compensation from the government, but in a strange twist, he ended up being jailed for destruction of property. He spent 1 year behind bars. He now works in Beijing and has to keep his medical condition a secret. Tian says he struggles to pay for his health care.
如果我治疗的话，根本就不够。 根本就不够，可能如果我把钱如果花在治疗上，我就没钱吃饭了，我就没钱去，连租房子没钱租房子了，可能我就过不到一个正常人的生活，根本没办法去过上一个正常人的生活。一个正常人还需要有房子，需要有家庭。我觉得这些人对病人来说，可能都是一种奢望。
China has made significant steps in reducing the AIDS mortality rates and expanding HIV treatment and testing. But discrimination is still rampant. Carriers say being HIV positive still makes you a second-rate citizen in China.
他就害怕跟你接触啊，普通的日常接触，但是来有也就是上班族的，还有这种医院的，其实来于普通人群的很少。
In a recent case that was extensively reported on the Chinese news, a 25-year-old man from Tianjin was denied treatment for lung cancer because he was HIV positive.
We carried out a survey in 2009 of 2,000 people living with HIV. Many people reported being denied medical treatment for other conditions not related to HIV, similar to what we've seen recently in the news. So And these are just the cases we see. So there probably are many other similar instances of discrimination against people living with HIV.
In response to the Tianjin case, the Chinese health minister banned hospitals from turning down patients who are HIV positive.
The laws and the statements are very, very positive. And now we just need to make sure that they're fully implemented on the ground.
政府的治疗应该来说有改善，但是很多时候是，还是很差别很大的。因为就比如说，我为什么会给政府发
？The UN came up with a theme for this year's AIDS Day, getting to zero. The goal is to have no new HIV infections, no deaths from AIDS-related illnesses, and zero discrimination. China is improving its record for the first two. But as for discrimination, activists say much more needs to be done. Rebecca Valli in Beijing for Asia Calling.
Exhibitions are now showing political art openly in Myanmar. As the old censorship laws are being relaxed, protest groups are using art to spread their message. An exhibition to fundraise for a copper mine protest in northern Myanmar was held in Yangon. Helen Reagan went to speak to one of the artists.
Mien So is a political artist. This painting is about a controversial copper mine joint-owned by the Chinese in northern Myanmar. Before, paintings like his would have been banned from being displayed. The censors would come and check for anything offensive. Though censorship is supposed to have been relaxed, galleries still have to go through this process.
This year is a lot relaxed. In reality, I think they also still check of what you are doing, how the exhibition go, and we also sometimes have to submit that to apply the censorship to both to camp to the gallery, or this routine are still continuing.
But now exhibitions purely dedicated to showing political events are pushing the boundaries. An exhibition to fundraise for the Lapadang copper mine protest was held in Yangon. They are protesting against the copper mine that is forcing them from their land. Recently, it turned violent when police cracked down on protesters. But they didn't manage to shut the exhibition down. There is a lot of confusion now as to what is and isn't allowed.
They don't inform us officially, so this is also one of the problems. Okay, sometimes we also even confused, like, okay, should we inform them, or do we still need to get the censorship board come and check everything or not, or this we still confused, in fact.
There may not be total freedom of expression yet, but there is a larger platform emerging.
If we want to avoid, we avoid. Like, if we want to test, we test.
And the artists will carry on doing what they've always done. Censorship rules are still unclear, but as long as artists keep pushing boundaries now, they will be able to set the benchmark for future artistic freedom.
And that's all for this edition of Asia Calling, your window on Asia. For more stories from our correspondents around the region, visit asiacalling.org. I'm Rebecca Henschke. Thanks for your company. Goodbye for now.